Гутен Абенд. Так, надо звук мне потише сделать. Потише свой звук сделать. Салют, кого не видел? Так, что мне тут надо сделать? Сюда нажать. Идем спасать, да, идем. Куда-то идем. Как всегда. Спасибо. Спасибо за активность. Я думаю, количество людей не изменится особо. Так. Так. Идем сюда. Так, а я закупался здесь уже, да? Или нет? Всем салют. Ладно, мне тут все по максимуму стоит, что можно одеть. Не, я такое с политикой точно не связывал. Я не хочу связывать. На нильфах на двойную садись. Возможно, с ангулемой. Но у меня была колода последняя, она неплохо шла. Нильфы довольно неплохие. Так или иначе.
No strength can prevail against this sickness. What good are swords in the face of this plague? What wasn't the name of Eridan?
Yes, it's me, my friend.
I have been dreaming.
As you awoke, you said something about a plague. What did you mean?
I don't know. It was as if I was someone else. I remember a plague.
Ангулема возьми и не будете беспокоить ни осада, ни ловчий.
Nearly 300 years ago, it devastated the Dunedain of this region. You were sharing the dreams of those for whom this tomb was made.
Well, let those dreams remain with the dead. I want no more of them.
How did you end up in this burrow?
I recall we were making good speed through the downs, eager to return to our friends. But a fog began to rise and it became hard to find our way. We began to hear voices calling to us, as if from far off.
Я понял, на дно океана вообще.
And then the dead were all around us. We fought them, but then I felt the presence of something else, something stronger, more evil. I saw a shadowy figure seize hold of Kalaran and he fell senseless. It all I remember. But if I was brought living into this tomb, then the same would be true for Kalaran. We need to find him.
That's what we intend to do. Are you strong enough to join us?
Yes, I think I can keep up with you.
Let's go before any more dead things decide to turn up.
Куда он убежал? Дальше куда-то? Шест какой-то. Непонятный. Хоть жизни подкидывают. Да побежал куда-то один. Он пошел лупиться с ними. Да подождите, подождите. Сейчас я. Блядь, только не зеленый. Зеленым не надо тебе становиться. Не надо, не надо, я сказал. Не надо. Зеленым не надо. Только не зеленым. Блядь, я этот зеленым стал. Зеленый что-то плохо. Боевой клич. Какая у тебя кличка? На-ка. О! Его, блядь, это тоже зеленым стал. Сейчас как начнет лупить. Идите, оживляйте меня. Не, засухи не было. Ну, засуха она только с Сигвальдом нужна, по сути. У меня подкупа не было, если что. Потому что я не люблю его. Салют, Мета. Что с ним не так? А ему не дамажит ничего. А, он в его обличии. Блять, он летает на самом деле, как в его обличии. Что такое? Что такое? А, ты усиливаешься? Блять, высадка десанта пошла. Десантники, блять. Что за дела? Блять, зеленый это плохо. Только не зеленый. Ну давай, что ты там хочешь? Показывай. Блять, а это... А, это он в его обличии. Еба копа. Вставай. Биться будем.
We strike as one. That'll teach you to take on a ranger.
Стопэ. Ладно. Допустим. Все, блядь, полетел. Демонюка. А я-то что? А я-то что? Меня-то за что? Вот, молодец. Стоять. Блять, он нам двоим налупил. Все. Злой бздух закончился. Ох ж эти злые бздухи. Клево. Клево. Когда побеждаешь, это клево. А когда лузаешь, ГГ лучше не ставь. Показать находки искусному кузнецу. Надо показать находки искусному кузнецу. Что ты там вопишь? Так, надеюсь, здесь будет искусственный кузнец. Где-нибудь. Ты же всегда ставишь ГГ. Но я-то... Это я. Я пытался за все эти годы выучить повадки людей. Можно сказать, я изучил их поведение. Поэтому... Это... Это всего лишь наблюдения мои.
It's a hard thing to see a good friend slain. Harder still to see his remains desecrated in this manner. At least now he is at rest. But you, how are you bearing up?
First Black Riders, now Barrow-wites. This is more than men should have to contend with. But where there is life, there is hope. Thanks for your concern, but I will be all right. I owe it to those who have fallen to go on as best I may.
We've gathered many rich treasures from this tomb. You certainly deserve a share.
Thanks, but it would only serve to remind me of all of this. You keep what you have won.
You've been through a terrible ordeal. Perhaps you should come with us to Rivendell. Or we could take you to Bree. It's not far away.
No, I feel my strength returning. I'll soon be myself again. And then I will bear Kalaran's body away from these tainted tombs.
That would be fitting. I hope that he will rest in peace. Farewell, Lewin.
А, это конец локации, да? Надо, кстати, доделать будет квест один здесь. Да ладно! Гляньте-ка, где это мы? Ничего не напоминает.
Eradan, it is good to see you safe. Eladan and Elro here told us of your actions at Fornost. Such courage and skill brings honor to all the Dunedain.
Indeed. It is an honor to welcome one so brave to my home, and your companions as well.
I am grateful for what you did at Fornost. If Agandar's forces had joined in the hunt, there is little chance that I and my charges would have made it here to safety.
I thank you for the welcome. Are you the master of these halls?
Yes, I am Elrond Half-Elven, Lord of the Refuge of Imladris, or as you know it, Rivendell.
I'm glad to see you made it here in one piece, Aragorn. But I still have no idea why your mission was so urgent.
I think it is time we told our newfound friends what they have gotten themselves into.
Gandalf, so you are involved in this as well?
Indeed. Wherever there is trouble and strife, and the enemy is stirring, there you will find Gandalf the Grey.
Well then, can you explain why the enemy is so eager to get his hands on a poor little hobbit?
You have more than earned such an explanation. Tell me, what do you know of Isildur's Bane?
Isildur's Bane? That is another name for the Ring of Power.
Quite right. The Ring of Power. The One Ring. The ruling ring. After lying lost and nearly forgotten for centuries, Sauron's ring has once again been found.
Do you mean to say the halfling Aragorn rescued has come into possession of the Dark Lord's ring?
I see now how close we came to complete ruin. But what will become of the ring, now that it is safe in Rivendell?
There is no safe resting place for the ring, not even here in Imladris. It is a danger to all who come near to it. There is only one course left to us. The ring must be destroyed.
To do so, the ring will need to be cast into the same fires from which it was forged. Those of Mount Doom, in the land of Mordor. The hobbit, Frodo Baggins, has agreed to take it there.
You're not going to send a hobbit off to Mordor alone.
No, certainly not. A fellowship will be formed. A fellowship of 9. 9 walkers set against Sauron's 9 Black Riders. Among this fellowship will be representatives of all the free peoples of the world. Elves, dwarves, and men. Aragorn and I will both.
We 3 have already proven our worth in battle. Let us add our strength to this fellowship.
The hope of the Company of the Ring lies in speed and secrecy, not in strength of arms. Their number must be few. Even were we to send 1,000 such warriors on this journey, it would do little more than arouse the wrath of the Dark Lord.
We are at your command. What is it you would have us do?
The Nazgul and Agandaur are dire threats. We must learn all we can of their movements before the Fellowship is to depart. Scouts will be sent out in every direction to scour the lands around Rivendell. Your aid in this would be of great service to our cause.
Very well. Where should we start?
Agandaur is our chief concern. Although the Nazgul are powerful foes, our mission here in the north is abundantly clear. We can only guess what Agandaur may be planning, or where he went after he escaped from you.
I suspect he may be planning to move against us here. Sauron's hatred of the elves is very great, and he does not forget the hand we played in his defeat during the War of the Last Alliance.
Салютион.
The strength he wants, he may well find it among the Etenmoors.
You know that region better than I. What can you tell me of the Etenmoors?
The Etenmoors are a spur of the Misty Mountains, lying almost directly north of Rivendell. It is a wild region of very rugged terrain, home to many trolls and giants.
I myself was in the Etenmoors but days ago. I saw no sign of Agandaur's presence, but neither did I encounter trolls. That fact alone is troubling. It could be that they are gathering in force, somewhere among the moors.
If so, it is best we learn of it before they can take us by surprise. We will scout the Etenmoors to see what we can discover.
From what I have heard of you, from Aragorn and Elrond's sons, I expected no less. Still, you have had a long road and hard fighting to get this far. Take what time you need to rest and recover before you set out. The Etenmoors are a dangerous place for the unprepared.
The hospitality of my house is yours, for as long as you wish.
О, можно книгу ему какую-то показать.
Ah, Eredan, it is good of you to seek me out. You have grown into a fine man of the Dunedain.
The Dunedain kingdom of Arnor fell long ago. There's nothing left in much of the north save ruins. Why would Sauron build a force here?
Sauron seeks dominion over all of Middle-earth. His desire is to order all things as he sees fit. Even were these lands empty from here to the sea, still he would seek to control them. There is power in Rivendell that could stand against him when all others fall, for a time. And this is something Sauron cannot allow.
For years I've patrolled the Shire at Aragorn's orders. I worry it may not be safe for me to abandon that duty.
Aragorn knows where you are most needed, Eredan. With the flight of the ring in this direction, the enemy is looking this way, and has forgotten the Shire for now. For now. But eventually his eye will turn once again toward the Shire, as humble as it is. Hobbits as miserable slaves would please him far more than hobbits happy and free. And there is such a thing as malice and revenge. Sauron will leave the final devastation of the Shire to his servant Agandaur. And that is yet another reason why you must find him and put an end to his designs. In opposing Agandaur, you are defending the Shire.
At Fornost, one of the great eagles came to our aid. Perhaps the eagles could help with the ring.
I don't fault you for thinking along those lines. Why not beg a ride from an eagle, fly far out to the west, and drop the ring into the deepest part of the sea? Such ideas were debated at Elrond's council. But there are many things in the deep waters, and seas and lands may change. We cannot think of our time alone. We must destroy this thing forever.
This man, Agendour, have you ever had word of him before?
Though I know nothing of Agendour himself, I have seen his kind at other times in distant lands. He is likely a black Numenorian, and a master of dark sorceries.
When first we spoke, you said you recently passed through the Ettenmoors. Can you tell me more?
It is a rough and empty land, home to many trolls. I passed through with great haste, for I needed to reach Rivendell as quickly as I could.
And you saw no sign of trolls?
I saw neither trolls nor fresh signs of them, and that disturbs me more than encountering one. I doubt they've all packed up and
Ну да,
left.
Гэндальф неплохой.
Mindless brute creatures.
Ну и повествование тоже неплохое.
Yet they can be used and driven to even greater wickedness. I have strong enough.
Плохо, что на английском, конечно.
Agendour could...
You believe he is mustering the trolls for an attack?
That is my fear. I would gladly be proven wrong, but my heart misgives me that somewhere in the Ettenmoors, you will find them gathering and being prepared for war. We must know. Such a force could be sent against Rivendell, perhaps in hopes of capturing the ring.
Then I'll gather my friends and scout the moors. We'll learn the truth of the matter.
Greetings to you, Eradan. I am pleased to welcome you to my home. I had heard your name spoken with praise by Aragorn even before these recent events. You have more than proven the value of his judgment. The Dunedain are often our guests here in Imladris, but I would be pleased if you would consider this house as your home whenever you may have need of it. But I gather you are here for more than an exchange of pleasantries. Do you have questions for me?
I found this scroll at Fornost. I thought it best to bring it to your attention.
A wise decision. This is writ in the black speech of Mordor, a language I will not utter here. It is intended to instruct the reader in the use of dark sorceries.
Then it is good that we captured this from the enemy before it could cause further harm. What will become of it?
I will destroy this scroll at the very least. But wait, here I discover more. Listen to what is written herein. Scribed by the hand of Agendour, disciple of the great Lord Sauron, for the empowerment of his servant Wulfrun and those others of his faithful who prove worthy. I will speak no more of these blasphemies, but it does say that this scroll is one of 7 such works.
So 6 more remain. Perhaps we can capture them as well.
That would be a great service to our cause. Should you recover them all, bring them to me, and I will ensure they are destroyed.
Why not destroy any I find immediately? Burn them or tear them to shreds.
You will find that works of this sort are not so easily destroyed. There are strong wards placed upon them that protect...
I will be certain to do so.
In the meantime, please accept this in appreciation for bringing this matter to my attention. Perhaps it will be of service to you in your travels.
Да, сейчас пообщаемся.
There is something else. I found this tome hidden amid the ruins at Fornost. It appears to be quite old.
Ah, now this is writing of an altogether more wholesome sort. This was not made by any minion of Sauron, but rather by the men of Arthedain, likely before the fall of Fornost.
Then it is old indeed, for Fornost was abandoned long ago.
It is more than 1,000 years since the Witch King of Angmar conquered Fornost and brought about the end of the Dunedain kingdom of Arthedain. What a grim day it was.
Tell me about this realm of Arthedain.
Arthedain was the last fragment of the great northern kingdom of Arnor. The heirs of Isildur ruled as kings of Arthedain until it too was destroyed by the enemy.
Yet the line of kings has remained unbroken. This much I know well.
It is true Isildur's line has remained unbroken. But without a kingdom to rule, they have not claimed the title of king, and have been known simply as chieftains of the Dunedain. It is our friend Aragorn who currently bears that title, although he will be the last to do so. Either he will become a king, or Isildur's line will come to an end.
Perhaps this book is a record of those days long past. The pages are too worn and the writing too faded for me to make out much. Perhaps you can discover more.
Indeed. It seems to be a personal journal. And here is a name inscribed. M-A-L. Why, this appears to be a work of Malbeth.
Malbeth? The name seems somewhat familiar.
Many of the Dunedain race are gifted with foresight, but none more than Malbeth. He predicted the final destruction of the kingdom of Arthedain, which befell exactly as he had foretold. I will examine this work carefully. Who knows what other visions are here recorded? It may be that we will find something of value to us in this time of trouble. You did well in bringing this to me. Take this in way of thanks.
Is there anything more you can tell me about this mission to the Etten Moors?
Only that the Etten Moors are a dangerous place at the best of times. The danger will be that much greater if the orcs and trolls are being organized by an outside.
Who could raise such a muster?
Agendaur would be my first guess, but it could also be a strong orc chieftain, or perhaps an unusually cunning troll. At worst, one or more of the Nazgul may have made their way there, if any of their mounts survive.
Whatever may be happening there, you will know of it. Farewell, Master Elrond.
Greetings, my friend. What can I help you with?
Is there anything more you can...
Only that the Etten Moors are...
And if we do find the enemy gathering?
You will have to determine your best course of action. But when dealing with the foul folk, it is always wise to eliminate... If the enemy is mustering in the Etten Moors, try to recover any clue...
It shall be as you say. Farewell.
Ну, хоть их оденем. Я могу сказать. Себе, как обычно, ничего. Зато гном будет мощный. Так.
Welcome, Eridan. I suspected you would find your way here before long.
Ну да, чутка.
I have gathered a few artifacts of interest on my travels. I believe you might be able to help me with them.
Ah, these are work of Westernese, the lost land of Numenor. The men who forged these items were skilled indeed. You have the makings of a unique weapon here. Although these components were never part of a single work, I believe you have assembled everything I would need to make it so. The finished weapon would undoubtedly carry some elven qualities.
What do you mean by that?
Only that with a work such as this, the finished product is liable to reflect the nature of the smith who assembles it. If, for example, a dwarven smith were to complete this weapon, it might possess quite different qualities from the weapon I would create.
И что, мне гном... Да пусть эльф будет.
I would be pleased if you would undertake this task.
Very good. I will get started at once. There, it is finished. May this serve you well, my friend.
You have done my ancestors proud, Angnir. Thank you.
Да, thank you, это понятно.
Welcome, Eridan. I suspected you.
You know my name, yet I do not believe we have met.
News travels swiftly in this household. I suspect everyone in Imladris has heard of your exploits by now.
What task are you working at now?
My fellow smiths and I are preparing for a great work. Soon we will be called upon to reforge the legendary sword Narsil. In the meantime, I've been sharpening my skills by practicing the art of imbuing gemstones.
What do you mean by imbuing?
Simply that certain objects have inherent virtues, and a skilled artisan can, through his craft, increase those virtues and bind them to an object for advantage. Gemstones are very strong vessels for this process. Sadly, appropriate gemstones have become difficult to find. The growing trouble throughout the land keeps travelers away, and our own people are staying closer to home.
What can you tell me of this sword, Narsil?
Narsil was the sword of Elendil, a mighty lord of the Dunedain who defied the Dark Lord in the War of the Lost Alliance. He bore the sword in battle against Sauron, but he was slain and the sword was broken. Since that time, the shards of the sword have been an heirloom of the House of Elendil. It was to remain broken until the day when an heir of Elendil would go to war to reclaim the crown and title of king. That day will come soon, and the sword must be made whole once again.
А, я понял, где эти все мои плюшки. Сейчас мы их оденем. Они вот здесь вообще. О, это... Блин, а почему одиночный меч? Да ё-моё. Вот он фак. Ну, конечно, мы посох возьмем. Да, я знаю, что появилось. Сила, воля, защита. А еще какое кольцо? Почему здесь одинаковые кольца? 18 воли нужно. А здесь сколько надо? Тоже 18. А что они одинаковые абсолютно? Да, мы тут плюшками балуемся. Жизни x2. Можно, кстати, жизни взять. А это что? Не, это все фигня. А это? Не, давай жизни возьмем. Вот это стойкости. Что это за колбочка? Ну, виду не надо посох ее отдать. Мне, как обычно, ничего не досталось. Так. Блин, надо было тогда гному отдавать детали. Либо я что-то не знаю. Возможно, гному надо было, а не эльфу отдавать. Ты шо? Ты Блум, что ли? Ё-моё, я Блума нашел.
But you don't appear to be one of Elrond's people.
No, I am one of the woodland folk of Mirkwood. My name is Legolas Greenleaf, the son of Thranduil, king of the woodland realm. But I too am curious. You don't appear to be one of the men of Dale, nor one of the Bjornings.
I'm Eridan, one of the Rangers of the North, the Dunedain.
Ты какой Леголас, ты Блум.
One of those who follow Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
Tell me about Mirkwood.
Mirkwood is the greatest woodland in all of Middle-earth. It was called Greenwood the Great, before the shadow of Sauron fell over it. In ages past, it was a place of great beauty. But now, it is filled with darkness and dread, save only in the north where my father's realm is maintained.
What brought you on such a long and perilous journey?
Unpleasant business. My father sent me to report the escape of Gollum, a creature Aragorn had entrusted to our care.
What can you tell me about this Gollum?
A pathetic creature who long held the Ring of Power. The evil of the ring has left him twisted and tormented. His only thought is to recover what was taken from him.
How did Gollum manage to escape your guard?
Not from a lack of watchfulness, but perhaps from too much kindness. We occasionally allowed Gollum to go about the wood under close guard. But on one of these ventures, the guards were attacked by orcs from Dol Guldur. In the confusion,
Ничего себе, они Голума выгуливали.
we followed his tracks southward for many leagues, until it drew near to Dol Guldur. There, it became too dangerous to pursue him any further.
What is this place, Dol Guldur?
A stronghold of the enemy in the south of Mirkwood. It was once the dwelling of the Dark Lord, until he was driven out in the year of the Dragon's Fall. But it has once again become a place of great evil. All the darkness that besets Mirkwood has its source in Dol Guldur.
Will you be departing for your home soon?
No. I have been chosen to represent Elvenkind among the Company of the Ring.
It seems strange that with so many elves in his own household to consider, Elrond chose to make you a member of the Fellowship.
I asked for the privilege, and Elrond did not refuse me. I feel he may have been relieved not to lose any of his household to this quest. He will have need of all his strength, should the enemy move again.
I am curious why you would volunteer for this.
Partially to make amends for the loss of Gollum, but more so because this will be the final chapter in our long struggle against the darkness. And I wish to have a hand in our final victory. Or at least, to stand in the
May fortune favor your fellowship in the days ahead, Legolas.
О, почти похоже.
Mycavanen, Lady Arwen. It is a great honor.
The Dunedain are always welcome here. You have endured great danger and given us urgent warning of a new threat to the north. For this, we honor you, Eridan.
It is my duty as a ranger, nothing more. I am glad to be of service to my Lord Aragorn.
You show the modesty worthy of a hero. Estelle and my brothers have spoken highly of your courage at Fornost. and I thank you for your part in seeing to my brother's safe return. Please, take your ease and rest a while in our halls. You will find all your heart could desire, whether it be food, drink, song, or storytelling.
Estelle? The name means hope. But who is this Estelle you spoke of?
Forgive me. I forget that not all the Dunedain know of this. Estelle was the name given to your chieftain, Aragorn, as he grew up in Imladris.
It is a good name. How did he come to be known as Estelle?
As a ranger, you must know of the practice of bringing the child of a chieftain to Imladris to be fostered. But you may not know how great the danger was at the time. Aragorn was but 2 years of age when his mother, Gilrain, brought him here after his father was slain by an orc arrow, Isildur. Elrond became like a father to him. Knowing the enemy sought ever for a living heir of Isildur, he renamed the boy Estelle to keep his true name and lineage hidden. Aragorn was 20 before Elrond revealed these things to him and gave him tokens of his heritage. But he remains Estelle to me, for he is my heart's hope, even as he is the hope.
The Dunedain are not given to idle gossip, but I have heard that you pledged yourself to Aragorn. It would be a joyous thing if true.
Long ago, I pledged myself to him beneath the golden boughs of Lothlorien, saying to him, "Dark is the shadow, and yet my heart rejoices, for you, Estelle, shall be among the great, whose valor will destroy it." Yet there is much pain in this choice, for I am Elrond's daughter and half-elven. To cleave to Estelle, I must forsake my immortal life and become mortal, accepting the bitter with the sweet. Even should Imladris endure this war, Elrond will leave Middle-earth, and we will be parted beyond the end of the world. It is the price I must pay to bring love and hope to Estelle, to Aragorn.
Would that I had the leisure to enjoy the peace of Imladris. But Elrond has asked me to scout the Ettenmoors. My companions and I must leave as soon as may be.
Then I will not keep you, but we may be of service to one another. I am helping my father brew a potion known as Miraval. One sip of Miraval can renew heart and soul, and bring new vigor to weary limbs. I am in short supply of certain rare ingredients that may be found in the Ettenmoors. If I gave you a list of the ingredients, perhaps you could bring any you find while carrying out your mission. With enough ingredients, I will return the favor by brewing an extra flask that you may have for your own use.
Gladly, Lady Arwen. That is a generous offer. Should I find what you require, I will return to you once my mission is complete.
Как это дальше или выход отсюда? А, это выход отсюда. Понял.
Well, my friend, it's an honor to make the acquaintance of one of Farin's valiant companions. I'm Glóin, son of Groin from the Lonely Mountain.
And one of Bilbo's companions in the quest to slay the dragon Smaug. It's an honor to meet such a famous dwarf. I'm Eredon of the Dunedain.
I heard about that business at Sarn Ford, and they say that 3 of you brought down an orc chieftain at Fornost. I expect I'll be hearing of even greater deeds before long. It does my heart good to see a dwarf, an elf, and a man working together again. Reminds me of the old days, it does, when the 3 kindred fought alongside one another.
Then you approve of Farin's alliance with Andriel and me?
I will speak plainly. I may be less than fond of King Thranduil's wood elves for keeping me in their dungeons, but I've no grudge with any of Elrond's folk.
Yet in the battle of the 5 armies, it was
Не, он всегда с мечом бегает.
alongside men and dwarves in battle.
Хотел бы.
You're right, of course. I can be a stiff...
Да, лет в 90.
But it's time to set aside grievances that were long ago repaid. When dwarves, men, and elves fought together at Erebor, we overcame legions of foes. But we face a far more terrible enemy in the Dark Lord. Standing together against Agandaur may be more than just a good idea. It may be our only hope to save the North.
We must not forget the Great Eagles. They have been a great help to us, just as they were to you and your companions.
Well spoken. Thorin's quest and the Battle of Five Armies would have met disaster without the help of the Eagles.
Что я не помню его, кстати, в походе. Как он выглядел, точнее. Как он выглядел в походе? Надо будет напомнить себе. Глоин. Блин, не помню, как он выглядел.
Sauron's attention will be focused largely on the south. Perhaps if we thwart his plans here, it will distract him. That could benefit Frodo and the Fellowship on their quest.
That's my thoughts upon the matter too. Be the stinging fly in the ointment, as it were. Only this fly's sting will be deadly. And it's time to be about your business. Goodbye, and good luck to you.
Да ладно, и ты здесь. Федя!
Hello. You are Aradan, aren't you? I was hoping I would get a chance to speak with you.
And you are Frodo Baggins. Aragorn and Gandalf have told me about you. And your burden.
Likewise, they have told me all about you. I wanted to thank you and your friends for all you did to keep us safe on our journey to Rivendell.
Will you tell me about your journey here? Clearly, it was not an easy one.
We had trouble almost from the start. The Black Riders were always just behind us, and we nearly met disaster in the Burrow Downs, at Bree, and again at Weathertop.
You entered the Burrow Downs? If you escaped from there, you are made of sterner stuff than I'd imagined. That is no place to go wandering.
You seem to know a great deal about the Burrow Downs already. I'd prefer not to speak about what we found there. It is too horrible to dwell on.
What befell you in Bree? We must have just missed crossing paths there.
There were spies in Bree, and our room was attacked in the night. If Strider hadn't convinced us to sleep elsewhere, our journey would have ended then and there.
I am familiar with the ruin known as Weathertop. What happened there?
We were attacked by 5 of the Black Riders. I was foolish, and I put on the ring. One of them wounded me before Aragorn managed to drive them away. The knife that was used against me left a shard in the wound. From what Gandalf has told me, the fragment was working its way inward. If it had reached my heart, I would have become a wraith under the power of the Black Riders. Fortunately, we were able to reach Rivendell in time for Elrond's healing arts to save me.
Покажи мне кольцо.
It is a little thing, this ring, but filled with mischief. Will you show it to me?
No, I mean, I'm sorry, but Gandalf and Elrond have warned me against revealing the ring to anyone.
Покажи мне кольцо.
I hope you understand.
Yes, I believe I do begin to understand. What is wrong with me to ask? Forgive me.
There is nothing to forgive. But the ring, it has a strange effect on everyone around it. It is better for it to remain hidden.
It is indeed a heavy burden you bear, Frodo. May you find strength and wisdom on the long road ahead. Farewell.
Так, с Федей пообщались. Оба, Гимли. Гимли, это читается за одного.
I thought it rare to find one dwarf so far from home. Yet here is another. If I may say, there's something about you that reminds me of my companion Farin.
Gimli, son of Glóin, at your service. Your eyes serve you well, Ranger. Farin is indeed a kinsman of mine and a most valiant dwarf. And if I may say, your own fame has gone before you. You fought well at Fornost, and I hear much praise of your exploits. Most impressive, though of course you had Farin's help.
I must concede the usefulness of a dwarf in battle. He wields his weapon to good effect, as long as he stays clear of my knees.
Useful? I dare say you'll find him more than useful. Why, he's a hero of the Battle of the Five Armies. Men, elves, and dwarves against orcs and goblins. And many an orc has felt the caress of his axe.
Farin said no word of other kin coming to join him. What brings you here to Imladris?
Aye, it's a long march from the halls of Erebor, but grim news goes on swift feet. It was for Bilbo's sake we came, with a warning that the servants of Sauron wished to find him and his ring. Thrice a Black Rider came to the front gate of Erebor, demanding news of Bilbo, and threatens to return once more. Ere that should happen, King Dain sent my father, Glóin, to seek the advice of Elrond. You've heard the results of the council? I see you have. I have sworn to protect Frodo upon his quest, an oath I will fulfill though all the orcs of Middle-earth stand in my way.
You're bold to defy a Nazgul if it was indeed one of the 9 who came to your door.
Not one of the Nazgul, I think, but it was a fell servant all the same, who spoke in a voice like the hissing of snakes. What sort of man can serve the enemy willingly, even gladly, is beyond my understanding. More cruel than any orc he struck me, full of venom and lies.
Your words fit Agandaur well. His cruelty knows no bounds.
Could it be so? Perhaps. It is enough that we will not be deceived by promises from Mordor ever again. The only way the Dark Lord gets his ring back this time is when it's tossed into the fires of Mount Doom.
Erebor, the Lonely Mountain. I've heard tales of it. Were you there at the downfall of Smaug?
Sadly, no. I was far to the west in the Blue Mountains where I was born, for my father deemed me too young to join him on Thorin's quest. But once the dragon was destroyed, I hurried with many of my kin to settle there. I've labored some 70 years to restore what was lost and helped build anew the city of Dale from the ruins of the Dragonfire. I've seen the bones of Smaug upon the lake bottom where he fell. Did you know that Bilbo exchanged riddles with the dragon? Now that's a tale he should tell you. We owe much to that fine old hobbit.
Do you know Frodo well?
I know only that he is Bilbo's adopted heir, and that he is chosen of his own free will to bear and destroy the ring. That's all I need to know. I'll protect him to my final breath if need be.
When do you leave for the south?
Not soon enough for my liking. Elrond is sending scouts many leagues in all directions, and we will wait for their news. They search for signs of any Nazgul that may have survived the flooding of the river. And there are other threats besides, as you well know. My heart forebodes that the north is not safe.
Elrond has asked us to scout the Edenmoors. But what is it that worries you about the north?
I like not what I've heard of this Agandaur you drove from Fornost. He could yet cause grief untold. There are rumors of gatherings of orcs, goblins, and other deadly foes growing in strength. When the Dark Lord strikes, there will be more than one land that feels his wrath. I fear for the Shire and Rivendell. It would ease my heart to know that you'll look to the defense of the North for as long as you're needed. With help from Farin, of course.
For my part, you have my word on it. And I have no doubt your trustworthy kinsman and Andriel will stand by my side.
The sun shines and all is fair and peaceful here in Imladris. A far cry from the blood and dust of Fornost, is it not? You and your companions did very well there. Indeed, things might have gone badly for us had you not been there. You have earned some time to recover from the
Это сыновья его.
and hard travel. And I believe you will find no place better for the restoration of body and spirit than this, our home.
How was it you happened to be at Fornost?
We often ride far afield hunting the orcs, wherever we may find them. We came upon signs of a large band of goblins making their way from the orc hold of Mount Gram and followed their trail to Fornost, where we lost no time in attacking them.
Aragorn frequently travels and fights beside you, does he not?
Yes, we often venture forth in company with the Dunedain, and none more frequently than Aragorn. He was raised here in our household, after all.
How is it that a man came to be raised here among elves?
It is a tradition for the heirs of Isildur to be fostered in the House of Elrond. We have sheltered all the chieftains of the Dunedain from the time the Northern Kingdom ceased to be down to this present day. Aragorn is the 16th in line from father to son to spend his early years in Imladris. This is one reason why the bond between our two peoples is so strong.
Will you tell me more about your family? I know Elrond is your father.
Да, я помню.
It was he who established the refuge of Imladris. My brother and I have dwelt here all our lives. Our sister Arwen dwells here as well, although she has spent many years in the company of our grandmother.
What of your mother? Does she dwell here also?
Our mother has crossed the sea and left Middle-earth. It is a bitter tale to tell. Many years passed. On a journey across the Misty Mountains, our mother was captured by orcs. We searched the mountains without rest until we found her at last. Our father was able to heal her injuries, but the memory of her torment was too terrible for her to bear. At last she chose to depart for the Undying Lands. Perhaps now you understand why our hatred for the orcs is so great.
That is a sad tale. I am sorry to have reminded you.
No, my friend. We have drawn swords together in the same cause. You have earned our trust. We do not wish to keep anything hidden from you. This is the evil that we have pledged our lives to destroy, just as you have.
I may be in need of a few things before we set out. Is there anyone I can speak to about that?
If it is provisions or other supplies you need, you should speak with Alari. And if your arms and armor need tending, seek out Angmir. Both of them may be found nearby.
I wish you luck. Goodbye.
Не, ну диалоги неплохие на самом деле. Все по канону. Даже эту сделали здесь.
Eredan, I am glad of this chance to speak with you. I wish to tell you how proud I am of all you have accomplished. Halbarad has taught you well, and your acts of courage honor the memory of our brothers who fell at Sarn.
Да, сейчас сходим.
Knowing I have the loyalty of such men strengthens my resolve.
I would like to know more about those chosen to be part of your fellowship.
Who is it that interests you?
Tell me about the wood elf, Legolas.
It is fitting that we have a representative of the Eldar, the elves, along with us on this venture. They have been foes of Sauron since before the ancestors of the Dunedain first returned to the shores of Middle-earth. Legolas is keen of eye and ear, and he is unmatched as a bowman. His arrows seldom miss their mark.
What about this man of Gondor, the one called Boromir? If he hails from Gondor, then he is one of our long-sundered kin. But what else do you know of him?
Boromir is the son of Denethor, the steward of Gondor. I had never met him before Elrond's council, but long years ago, under another name, I served his grandfather Ecthelion. The men of Gondor are valiant and strong, and by all accounts Boromir is foremost among them in courage and skill at arms. I suspect we will have need of his sword before our quest is through.
What can you tell me of the dwarf Gimli?
I have spent little time among dwarves, but Gimli is one of Durin's folk, and the dwarves of that line are trusted by Elrond, in spite of the differences that sometimes divide elves and dwarves. If Gimli is like most of his kin, he will prove loyal and stout-hearted, enduring in hardship and fierce in battle.
What about these other hobbits? Is it wise to send so many of the little folk on this quest?
We are asking much of Frodo. Until recently, he had never set foot outside the confines of the Shire. It will be a comfort for him to have the familiar companionship of his friends and kin in the face of so much that will be new and frightening. I have traveled with these hobbits, and they proved far more courageous and hardy than many would suspect.
What about Gandalf? What can you tell me of him?
To know all there is to know of Gandalf would require a lifetime study. There is much about him that remains a mystery, even to me. Yet he is a relentless foe of Sauron, and without his vigilance, the ring would already be in the hands of the enemy. His wisdom and leadership will be of great value to the Fellowship.
I feel I should accompany you on your quest. Let me go south with you.
The Ring-Bearer's companions have already been chosen. I will not gainsay the wisdom of Elrond and Gandalf in this matter. I know it is hard for you to remain behind, but until now you have always dedicated yourself to protecting the people of the North. I would ask you to continue to do so, for the servants of the enemy are found in many places, not in Mordor alone.
You have traveled a great deal. Is there anything you can tell me of the Etenmores?
Only that it is a dangerous and unforgiving place. My own grandfather Alador was slain by trolls in the Etenmores. It is important we learn if the enemy is active in the moors, but we do not send you there lightly. Be on your guard at all times while you venture there.
You go now to claim your rightful place as the King of Gondor.
Above all, I go to help Frodo fulfill his quest. For unless the ring is destroyed, Gondor will soon fall, king or no king.
I gather you had never heard of Agandaur before these recent events.
I had never heard nor dealt with Agandaur specifically, but I know his kind. Years ago, I served in disguise in the armies of Gondor, where I contended with the corsairs of Umbal, who were often led by those akin to Agandaur. These black Númenóreans are a corrupt and wicked race. They worship Sauron as a god and seek the utter destruction of all who oppose him.
Good luck to you.
Good luck, good luck. Так. А вот, кстати, и меч.
Welcome, Dunedain. Welcome to Imladris. Are you in need of anything to help you in your travels? I have many things in my keeping that might serve you well.
Imladris? Where is that?
Your pardon. This is Imladris, the house of Elrond Half-Elven. We who dwell here call it by that name, but it is more commonly known as Rivendell.
What sort of folk dwell here in Rivendell?
Elves, for the most part. My people have dwelt in Imladris for a very long time indeed. But there are other folk to be found here as well. Elrond welcomes all people of goodwill. The Dunedain come often, your own folk come occasionally. We are even home to one special hobbit.
Who is this hobbit you speak of?
Bilbo the Magnificent, greatest of the Shire folk. The same hobbit who overthrew the dragon Smaug, although these days he is more interested in poetry than adventure. And food and drink, of course. Keeping a hobbit well fed is enough to keep several stewards busy.
Your home seems so serene. I assume it is kept so by strength of arms.
This is a place of learning.
Сейчас поищем двоих еще.
But there are those here who wield great power, especially the Lord Elrond. Yet even he does not have the strength to overthrow the Dark Lord, or to resist him if he comes against us with great strength.
I will do my best to see that day never comes.
Nobly spoken. I am told you have done great deeds on behalf of all free folk, and I am certain you will accomplish greater things still. But if you plan to contend with the enemy, you must be well prepared. Perhaps you should examine the stores we have on hand.
What can you tell me about Elrond?
To tell you everything I know of Master Elrond would take many days. Let it suffice to say that he is an elven lord of great and noble lineage, ancient beyond mortal reckoning, and wise beyond measure. None are more skilled as a healer, or more versed in the lore of ages past.
Thank you for your welcoming words, but I do not believe I've had the pleasure.
No, indeed. I am Alare, one of Master Elrond's stewards. I help to manage the needs of his household, including arms and armor. I suspect you might have need of such things.
Так, давайте сначала избавимся от хлама, от нашего. Ятаган. Так, ну и здесь тоже надо скинуть все. Ого. Ого. Легкий шлем. Высочайшее качество. 2700. Что мне для этого надо? 12 выносливости. Ну, давай купим. А здесь что мне надо? Тоже 17 выносливости. Давай купим. Вообще меч мне надо какой-нибудь, если у нее есть. Боевой меч. Вот этот неплохой, по-моему. Что мне для этого надо? Подкачаться чуть-чуть. Так, кольцо. Кольцо мое у нее. Сапоги у меня пока неплохие. Хотя... Вот эти тоже неплохие. А штаны есть? Двадцать выносливости. Лук я пока не буду покупать. Вот доспехи. 20 выносливости. В общем, я куплю ее. дальше видно будет. один. Ого. Защита 61. Денег нет. Ну, почти. Почти закупился. Даже что у меня? Я почти докачался, кстати. Мне выносливость надо будет повысить. Надо код-то еще сходить. Ему ж можно отдавать там всякое. Надо запомнить это. Так, я уже забыл, куда шел. Надо меч взять. А я пока не возьму его. К сожалению. Надо кольца, значит, одеть. — 18 воли надо. Ё-моё, все надо. Все надо! Так. Ладно, мы еще тут не всех обошли. Вот он, Бильбо. Бильбо Бэггинс.
Hello, you are one of the Dunedain, are you not? Please allow me to introduce myself. Bilbo Baggins at your service.
Eridan, at yours.
Always happy to meet one of the Guardians of the North. I've heard about what you and your friends did to help my Frodo and the Dunedain reach Rivendell safely. You'll have to tell me all about it one of these days so I can write it all down properly.
Tell me about Frodo. Is he your son?
Oh no, he's not my son. Actually, he's my first cousin once removed. And also my second cousin once removed. Well, it's complicated, but we share a great-grandfather. The poor lad was orphaned at an early age, and so I adopted him. Made him my heir, all nice and legal, while simultaneously dashing the greedy hopes of my odious relations, the Sackville Baggins. He's a good lad, Frodo. I only wish he hadn't inherited my troubles along with my estate. I hope that Gandalf and the Dunedain will keep him safe in the days ahead.
The Dunedain? In the Elvish, that signifies man of the West. One of my people.
Yes, indeed, but when I say it, I mean Aragorn, of course. The Dunedain, he is often called here. A remarkable man, Aragorn, and a good friend. I almost wish that I could accompany him on his grand quest, but I'm far too old for adventures now. I only hope I will be spared long enough to write it.
Can you tell me how Frodo came to be in possession of the Ring of Power?
Well, yes, that was through me, I'm afraid. I found the ring by happenstance while lost beneath the roots of the Misty Mountains. I won it. That is to say, I took it from the creature Gollum. Of course, I did not know the full story of the ring until only a few days ago. I thought it was merely a magical bauble with the power to make the wearer invisible. I only used it to avoid unwelcome visitors. Imagine that old ring of mine causing such a fuss. I would gladly take charge of it again if that would help. Oh yes, gladly. Yes. You know, I think it would be best if we discussed something else.
Now you call Rivendell your home?
Well, the Shire will always be my home, I suppose. But this is the perfect place for so many things that I'm more than content to remain here. My days are mostly filled with my writing now.
What is it you write?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. history, my past adventures, family trees. I've even begun a book of translations from the Elvish, although lately I've been working on poetry mostly. Say, maybe you could help me with that. I'm writing a poem for Aragorn, and I'm a bit stuck on a line or two.
Is that so? Well then, let me hear what you have.
Very well, very well. The verse that's giving me trouble runs like this. The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled.
The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled. The scion of Westernese kings.
Why, yes, yes, that's just the thing, isn't it? Oh, my friend, you should consider exchanging those weapons of yours for the poet's pen.
I hope one day I will be able to sit at ease and compose verse, but I fear that day is still far off.
Oh, I'm afraid you're right, but since these old hands are not much use with the sword, I'll just keep on with the pen. Though I'll need some help. Perhaps you could show this to the Lady Arwen. She has her people's gift with words, and this touches her deeply after all.
Arwen? Who is she?
Why, she's Elrond's daughter, of course, and Aragorn's beloved as well. Although you didn't hear that from me.
I will take it to her.
Ah, thanks very much. Be sure to give her my compliments, won't you?
I will indeed. Farewell now.
Mycovanen, Eridan. It is good of you to visit me again. My thoughts stray often to Estelle and my brothers, but also to you and your companions. I continue to brew Miraval, but I am concerned about our dwindling stocks. We still have need of those ingredients I spoke of before.
I have watched hobbits from their borders, but seldom spoken with them. Is Bilbo typical of his kind?
I had once thought Bilbo unique, but now that I have met Frodo, I say that elves know less of hobbits than we think. They have a strength within that is far greater than their stature. How many of us, thinking ourselves strong, could have borne the ring as long as Bilbo did, without being turned to evil? It sustained him, so that he is now very old.
Что за диалог был?
But it did not stain him, nor has it lessened his love of poetry and song. Dear old Bilbo, I believe there is nothing he loves more, except a good meal. In that, he remains a true hobbit.
I have an errand I must not forget. Here is an unfinished poem from Bilbo. He asked for your opinion and advice, saying the subject is very close to your heart.
Then it must be about Estelle. He is fond of writing verses in honor of his good friend, and therefore often comes to me for advice. You may leave it with me, Eridan. I will give it some thought and answer him myself.
Thank you, lady. Perhaps the time will come when I can enjoy these gentle arts, but that time is not today. I must take my leave, lady. Namarie.
Осталось с последним пообщаться. Может, он скажет еще что-нибудь?
Greetings.
I hope the Lady Arwen will have some good suggestions for my verse. I'm really most eager to finish the thing.
Do all hobbits share your love of poetry?
Yes, I suppose so, although usually our songs and poems concern good food, good drink, and good humor. All those things we love the most. It's quite a bit different from what you find here in Rivendell.
Yet you said you were writing a poem about Aragorn.
Well, one can't live long among the elves without some of their habits rubbing off, I suppose. Although I doubt I will ever match the elven appetite for music, poetry, and tales. They seem to like them as much as food, maybe even more.
You have a poem to write, and I have a task before me as well. Goodbye for now, Mr. Baggins.
Одного не нашел кого-то. С Кольцом что-то, ну, мы с Кольцом пообщались. Диалог насчет Кольца был в дополнительных диалогах. Одного спутника я не могу найти. Человека. Может быть, постоянно у него узнавать об этом? Тогда это будет. Если постоянно о Кольце узнавать.
Greetings. I hope the Lady Arwen will have some good
Can you tell me how Frodo came to be in...
Well, yes, of course. I imagine that old ring. You know, I think it would be best if we discussed something else.
I must be on my...
Нет, такого здесь нет. Я не понял, а где человек? потом. Так, Гэндальфа вижу. Ладно, пошли отсюда. Может быть, появится потом. Или они все уйдут в поход вместе со мной сейчас. То есть я сейчас уйду по своему заданию, они по своему уйдут. Я так понимаю, что они здесь не навсегда. Я хотел тут немного добить до 11-го. Плюс задание там было какое-то. Надо его сделать. Причем я тут еще не все обследовал, как я понял. Не всю местность. Где-то одну локацию упустил.
Excellent. A store of goods left for the aid of a ranger in need.
Только вот где? Сколько хочешь, но это я понял. Сейчас буду по памяти вспоминать, где я это сделал. Или не сделал. Блин, почти докачали 11-й. Гули-гули. Так. Здесь я точно помню были. О, повысились. Опа. Неужели, наконец-то? Все, сейчас мы волю накачаем себе. Или что, нам нужна выносливость? Выносливость, по-моему, надо. На 17. А волю я не помню. Ну да, волю тоже надо качать. Так, а здесь один путь. Значит, после вот этого вот подземелья, по-моему, я куда-то не туда пошел. Мне так кажется. Кстати, доспехи же можно одеть. И шлем новый. Или доспехи нельзя, доспехи нет, нельзя. Так, меч можно наконец-таки поменять. Не, ну вот так уже повеселее. Опа.
Signs. A ranger has left a hidden cache here.
Ну, я так понимаю, что этот хуже меч, чем мой. Ну да, намного хуже.
It's time to put an end to you!
А чё, один они в пати? Ну, пати еще найти надо, у кого она установлена. Мне кажется, я вот здесь вот не был. Вот здесь вот. Вот здесь я не был. Так что мы сейчас довыполним задание. Да, я здесь не был. У тебя установлено? Но она, если что, у меня не в стиме, я не знаю, там можно... Там же по стиму, я так понял, связаны они. В стиме ее сейчас купить нельзя, поэтому я не знаю, как там. Без стима возможно это все делать или нет. Вот он, колдунья наваливает. Блин, я не хочу их бить. Мне надо только локацию одну зачистить и все. Больше мне тут делать нечего. Кстати, как отсюда выйти, если что? Или когда бой нельзя выйти? Я что-то не помню. До чего обидно. Да я только сам недавно узнал о ней. Я вообще думал, о ней никто не знает ничего. Maintained Blade? Не знаю, что это. Ну, как я понял, в Steam ее нет вообще. Поэтому неудивительно, что люди отваливаются. Блин, они зеленые. Только не зеленые, только не зеленые. Вот это плохо, вот это плохо, вот это уже плохо. Иди сюда. Да ты-то куда лезешь? Не, ну сейчас даже с зелеными, по-моему, полегче стало биться. После закупки. Никого в онлайне нет вообще. Вы по сетевухе имеете в виду? А там по сетевухе онлайн показывают, какой есть. Ты лучше скажи мне, я в любой момент могу из этой локации уйти, или мне надо до точки до какой-то дойти? Я так понял, что до точки до какой-то надо дойти, чтобы уйти отсюда. Ну может в Steam и показывается онлайн. Я не знаю этих всех тем стимовских. Не, Mountain Blade не слышал вообще никогда. Так. Мне надо до точки до какой-то. 5 лет, нифига себе, хуба-буба. Ну ты уже фанат, поклонник. Основательный. Там был мод на тему Властелина Колец. Но я могу глянуть, что это такое вообще. Надо только запомнить название. Так мне надо бежать до какой-то точки, чтобы отсюда уйти, да? Я так понимаю, потому что я хочу выйти уже из этой локации. Мне тут сейчас делать уже нечего. Ладно, давайте попытаюсь добежать куда-нибудь. Блин, неужели надо их убивать всех? Все? Давайте-ка мы отсюда свалим. Нельзя, написано. Нельзя. Можно будет сначала глянуть, что это такое. Потом уже мод искать. Это квест, пока босса не завалишь. Не, босса я уже завалил. Я закончил эту локацию, я пошел назад, потому что я там одно задание не выполнил. Но это дополнительное. Такое ощущение, что до точки до какой-то надо дойти. Ну, побежали до точки. Мне здесь надо до точки бежать, чтобы выйти отсюда. Спутники, вы за мной? Надо на плато уже идти. Че мы сиськи мнем? Че вы там вдвоем не можете зомби отпинать? Здесь где-то неподалеку. Да вот она точка, по-моему, это. Все, сейчас. Уйдем отсюда. Почти как Mass Effect. Вот Mass Effect мне тоже неизвестен. Мне вообще по синглам очень мало известно. Да и вообще мало чего известно. По всей этой комповской теме. Так. Давай чиниться. Главное штаны починить. Все, в общем, починились, пойдем уже куда надо идти. Этинский мышьяк.
This is rough country, no mistake. But so far we've seen no sign of trouble.
But the moors stretch on for many leagues. It would be easy to miss something in these rugged crags and valleys.
Let us continue the search, but be wary. More than one ranger has been lost in these wild lands.
Думаю, в коопе было весело бегать. У кого была такая возможность. Что эти бомжи тут делают? Ну иди сюда. А, ты с двумя мечами, Ё-моё. Нифига себе, вы тут стали модными. Добивай. Аж щит вылетел. А, это что, ловушка какая-то? Что это такое? Баги? Подожди. Тут ваш оживает. Надо ему помочь. Добили вы одного хотя бы. Что это? Чат ваши? Кто оставил? Да не, я сейчас все обыщу. Ничего не упустим. Дети какие-то. Я так понимаю, что в сундуке это все спавнится случайно. Мой лук получше. В любом случае. Могу добавить Steam, пиши ник. У меня она не со Стима. Я ее несколько дней назад установил. В Стиме нельзя ее больше купить. А, это вы общаетесь? Да ладно. Не буду мешать. На З или на С. Это в бою, видимо, нажимать надо. Пока что не нажимается. Блядь, это что за вождь племени Хазаду, блядь? А это типа такого, как мы убивали. Тоже любит потанцевать. Ты что там делаешь? Васямба. Давай, давай, танцы, танцы. Танцуют девчонки. О, успокойся. Я тебя понял, понял. Кто здесь босс? Все. Мы здесь босс. Гвозди. Зачем тебе гвозди с собой? Блять, с двумя мечами. Ты что такое? Что ты такое? Где ты двойные мечи свои взял? Бедный гоблин. На С надо зажимать. У меня только на З защита становится. Атаку я не знаю, как атаковать. На С не помогает, на X тоже. На Z только защита. О, блядь, Шаман Кинг появился. Ну-ка, на. Ты что тут шаманишь? Шаман. О! На тебе по жопе. Да-да, это был я. Блять. По ушам получил. Ты что делаешь там с ней? Ты, блядь, отстань от нее. О! Добивание, как у Леголаса. Так это не он, техно.
Greetings, my friends. I could scarce believe what I saw from above. But elf, dwarf, and man battling the enemy together, such things are not often seen. I knew it had to be you.
Belarom, it is a strange coincidence that we should meet again so soon. I did not think to find you here in the Ettenmoors.
Nor did I. It does seem a strange coincidence, but a happy one, nonetheless.
I knew these moors were dangerous, but we've encountered more enemies than I expected. Is there something stirring we should know about?
Indeed there is. The orcs and trolls of the Ettenmoors are gathering to follow in the wake of Bagrisar, a corrupt stone giant. The foul folk respect his strength, and they will follow him for plunder and the chance to do evil. The giant must be stopped before he can bring this army to bear against our friends and allies.
Gandalf the Grey traveled here some weeks ago, and he passed through unhindered. Yet now the hills and vales are alive with enemies. Is it always so?
These moors are always dangerous, a breeding ground for trolls and orcs. But even here, it is unusual to see so many enemies openly assembling. The presence of Bagrisar makes them bold. They believe he will lead them to the bloodshed and plunder they crave. And it may well be, unless the giant is destroyed.
Could it be we will have more giants to contend with other than Bagrisar?
I do not believe so, for we have learned Bagrisar is an outcast among his own kind. They disowned him for past crimes, and will offer him no protection from our vengeance.
Do you and your kin make your home in the Ettenmoors?
No, we keep our areas atop the high peaks of the nearby Misty Mountains. We have come to the Ettenmoors in pursuit of Bagrisar.
A threat to the Eagles is a threat to us all. let us join with you in the hunt for this giant.
Your aid would be most welcome. Together we may be able to best him. Every hour he lives, his following grows greater. Let us press on!
Деньги, деньги, деньги. Так. Давайте глянем. Шаг назад, уклонение, блок. Союзники атака, союзники защита. Союзники атака на С. Общение какое-то. Какое еще общение? У меня кнопки отказали. А это можно в чате типа писать. Типа тут общий чат есть боевой. Весь бюджет. Так, кольцо какое-то выпало. Я не могу одевать кольца. Мне там воли, по-моему, не хватает. Чего-то из этого. Ладно, я уже думал, весь бюджет на голому ушел. А его сюда не вставили. Камон! Этого я на себя возьму. До этого тоже, на самом деле. Чё мелочиться? Я их обоих возьму. На меч насажу. Не, ну они же создавали там это все дело постепенно, со всех уголков. Не, у меня тут посильнее будет заклинание. Добивай, добивай, добивай. Молодец. Как к сундуку к тому подойти? Он тут летает. Почти как в кино в каком-то китайском. Что-то я не совсем понял, как к сундуку как подойти. Что внизу лежит. Как-то понизу. Блин, мне же выносливость надо. На доспехи. Так, не, это не сюда. Это не то. Отмена. Тут можно два камня даже вставить. Все, клинок в огне. Сабля эльфийская. Глефа не знаю. Сабля эльфийская. Так, я даже забыл, куда шел. Так, можно туда пойти, я так понимаю. Или здесь тупик? Или нет? Блять, не тупик. Тихо! Остолбеней! Подъем, 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 подъем. Не ешь меня. Подъем. Так, а это что у нас тут? Не, это всего лишь локация небольшая. Здесь пути дальше нет. Я так понимаю, вниз можно так спуститься. Но я хотел там сходить еще. Что-то они не атакуют, они только защищаются. Надо, может быть, в бою нажать кнопку. Чтобы они атаковать стали на X. Пока не совсем понимаю, как это делать. Сейчас, в общем, дойдем до боя. В общем, они только на защиту почему-то становятся. На атаку не становятся, хотя я кнопку поставил. Не знаю, с чем это связано. Не хотят они слушаться. Кишечник. По-любому из-за кишечника. О, ты тут босс компании своей этой. Гоп. Минус конечности. Жмешь Z. Окей. Но атаку они не слушаются. Не делают атаку. Кнопка почему-то не отвечает за это. Ни C, ни C, ни H. Ни одна из кнопок. Клинок властителя. О, свиток колдуна. Так. Что-то мне там понадавал, мечей каких-то. Ятаганы. Щит. Даже лук, по-моему, какой-то дало. А, это гному. Воителя. Давайте ему отдадим. Так, ну все, побежали. Что в этой шоу Диабло? Ну, по-любому так. Вот как-то так и никак иначе. Цель союзник, да я вижу. А, не убежал. Так. Ну-ка к союзнику не лезь. Так, подожди. Мед какой-то. Мед, мед, мед. Я думаю, до босса мы сегодня должны дойти. До этого великана, так называемого. Так, а мне сюда? Мне по-любому туда, поэтому надо влево зайти. Точнее в эту. Вот сюда надо зайти, значит. Кого вы там нашли себе? Что, тебе помочь немножко? Тебе помочь? Гляньте, какой стойкий оказался. Уже не совсем стойкий. Блядь, вот этот шаманить начинает. Шаман Кинг. В общем, как начинает, так и заканчивает. Буду биться с бочками. Ого. Дядя идет. Скажи мне, дядя. Не туда. Не смей есть гнома. Они несъедобные. Да что ж такое? Ты чё ее бьешь? Блин, сколько жизней у него? Было. Опа. Что-то выбили из него. Вытащили. Так. Все, пошли. Дальше. И сколько убито было? — 82.
Their archers have the high ground.
Куда ты щемишь так, а? Пеликан, пеликан. Ну, щемит. Так, а что у вас тут, бочечки? О! О! Блин. Ты куда улетел? А воевать кто будет? Windows 11? Не, по-моему, десятка у меня. Пацаны, подождите. Мне надо туда зайти сначала. А что, 11 уже вышло? Ну, я даже не знал. Сказал же не ходить без меня. А, здесь обычное скопление. Тут ничего особенного. Пошли отсюда. Моя элитная команда. Да я не знаю, может быть. Но мне это не мешает особо. Не могу понять. Главное, что никто не жалуется, что она в пикселях на Твиче показывается. Меня вот это удивляет, что жалоб на пиксели нет.
Hidden Dunedain cache.
Длинный лук. Ну, если честно, несложно было это все найти. Так. Туда нельзя, значит, осталось в одно место пойти. Надо сдать это все куда-то. Металлолом весь этот. Несите их сюда всех.
Our path is now clear.
В начале сундук. В начале сундук. Так, все. Надо уходить отсюда.
Ugh, the stench here is difficult to endure. Surely this is a troll's lair.
Надо подготовиться пойти. Чуть-чуть. А их уже нет. Да, Леголаса уже нет. Они ушли в поход.
Hello again. What?
Все, дообщались. Вот до чего общение довело. Не, ну главное, что Бильбо остался. Бильбо.
Hello. Have you brought me any extra weapons?
Он, в общем, не совсем... Точнее, совсем не платит за них. Какие-то копейки. Думаю, так и должно быть.
You've been very helpful. I think we have a good store of arms now. I know you haven't helped us for the money, so I want to show you my appreciation. I found this amulet many years ago on the Barrow Downs. I've always suspected it has some special virtue. Maybe it will be of use to you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck. Good luck. Так. Ну да, дождь идет. Что там, что там. Точно подмечено. Плюс 1 ловкость, 6 оглушения. У меня амулетов нет, поэтому амулет возьмем. Задание выполнено. Так, пойдем отсюда. Недолюбливает таких, как я. Да мы уже поняли. Откуда это здесь появилось? Неожиданно. Он Глоин остался еще. Не пошел в поход. — 21 выносливость. Так он хуже. Даже с выносливостью. Я так понимаю, здесь из-за комплекты доспехов еще какие-то должны бонусы давать. Кстати, а готику? Готику какую? Готику 1, готику 2? Да я думал насчет готики уже давным-давно. Но она тоже пикселить будет. Для многих. Это опять же только для фанатов. В готике я знаю каждый камень. Блин, это и им можно отдавать эти доспехи. Чё я туплю? Это же им доспехи эти можно было отдать. Думаю, чё я ходить не могу? Последний союз. Все части. Да можно было бы, но не знаю. Ну все, я готов. Так. Только сейчас отдам вам все, доспехи все. На это. Это тебе. Это тебе. Это тебе. Это тебе. Вот это тебе. А вот это тебе. А это снова тебе. И штанцы вам тоже надо отдать, чтобы без штанов ходили. Все миссии со мной. Без штанов-то как? Как можно было? Ладно, я вас хоть чуть-чуть одел. Слегка совсем. Надеюсь, вы что-нибудь получше себе найдете потом. Выглядите ужасно, если честно. Зато честно.
The smell alone tells me we have found a troll's lair.
Ну-ка, покажи там, кто главный. Ой. Извиняюсь.
These caves make me long for the open air.
Блять. Куда вы побежали? Там там Шаман Кинг опять колдует. Надо бежать до него. Ну да, гному надо щит. Щит. И будет оу щит всем. Гладкий аметист. Гладкий аметист. Да, бочи на самом деле самые сильные тут. Блять, с ними да, действительно он там. Тот самый. Мюнхгаузен. Ну-ка, добей его. О! Васямба бежит. Да тихо, а то сейчас еще съесть меня захочешь. Не смейте обижать моих союзников. О! Засандалил. Блять, снова что ли? Не, ну ты дикий койот, конечно. Блин, ну по башке было тяжело получить. Минус 158. А ты что такой лютый был? Был да сплыл. Да не лучше нифига. Я не буду его больше запускать. Ну точнее, эту часть точно не буду запускать. Да то же самое все, только немного сюжет отличается. Я хотел поглядеть, чем сюжет будет отличаться. В итоге мне не дали этого сделать. Там оказалось, что в одном месте я одну деталь не взял, а назад за ней уже никак нельзя. Чтобы назад за ней надо заново запускать там с какого-то сейва, со своего. Все сделано, в общем, вот так вот. За этой деталью назад уже никак не сходишь, надо заново там бегать. Задание выполнять. Я это не совсем хочу делать. Хотя можно было, конечно, побегать там где-то минут 20. Я, в общем, психанул, я вообще там миниган взял. Бесконечный. На зомби. Вот с ним было повеселее. Но даже это не помогло. В общем, мне не зашел. Какой-то тупенький. Головоломки эти тоже тупенькие. Беготни очень много, сюжета мало. Экшена нет никакого. Я не могу сказать, что там она бы, может, и вытягивала свои годы как классика, но сейчас не канает, к сожалению. Ну, фанаты, я думаю, фанатов много. Но после Days Gone мне тяжело было, так скажем. Потому что Days Gone, он все-таки на голову повыше, чем вот это вот. Вот эта вещь. Опять же, это мое мнение. Чё ты тут шаманишь? Шаман Кинг. Так, сейчас подойду. Так, где это я оказался?
Watch yourself. The big one looks dangerous. Can't take much more.
I need your aid.
Come on, Ray.
Лечите меня, давайте. А как он всех убил? Ты чё? Хе-хе. Да не, надо позвонить было. Как он всех завалил так, а? За 2 секунды. Недооценил я его.
At last, I see sunlight ahead.
Ничего, ничего себе. Так два меча сила на самом деле. Я всегда это знал. Надо было их качать. Надо было их качать. Потому что с одним мечом с большим медленно это все делать. А с двумя он там колбасит только так. С двумя тут можно шинковку делать такую. Мечами. Может быть, потом, кстати, поменяю я себе качку свою. Денег только подкопить надо 16 тысяч. Блять, тут шаман Кинг какой-то лютый. Музыки не хватает. Из «Властелина колец». Она тут, конечно, эпическая, все дела, но именно из «Властелина колец» не хватает. Хотя я думаю, ее бы и не дали сюда вставить. Плохо, конечно, когда что-то создают, но до ума не доводят. Либо когда финансов не хватает это сделать. Печально. Блять, их тут двое. Да ну на. Куда я зашел? Что за патти у вас тут? Да ё-моё. Затоптали меня. ЛКМ, подождите, ЛКМ это левая кнопка мышки. Почему-то я нажимал ее, а она нифига не помогла мне в этом нелегком бою. А ты тут как оказался? Что-то даже опасно туда идти. Не, ну мы сходим. Вставай, Васек. Подъем. Подъем, бездельники. Так. Убегай. Блять, как же ты цепляешь своей дубиной? А это батька его, что ли, идет? Ну-ка, отстань от нее. Во, да-да-да, давай ему. Во, давайте. Случка. Ты его бьешь, а он тебя. Меня не надо. Да меня не надо, сказал же. Да ЛКМ я жму на всю. Ты чё? Да не, ну это фигня какая-то. Неужели? Неужели? Убегай. Ладно, хоть сейчас ЛКМ подействовала. Подъем, волшебница. Так, один есть. Остался еще один. Восямба какой-то. Самый дикий Васямба. Ну и кого ты хочешь съесть? Готов. Готов. Так, отсюда мы вышли. А сюда мы хотели пойти.
Looks like another ranger has hidden some supplies here.
Ну все. А, не, его еще куча. Готово. А, тут еще одна. Ну, сейчас точно все. Так. Где там доспехи мои? Так, я думаю, получше будет. Ну, даже лучше. Чем-то чуть-чуть. То, что 200 дамажит. Но мой меч лучше. Пока что. Блин, можно, конечно, закупиться, сходить. Или тут купить зелий. Бля, а ты кто? Великан, что ли? Ну ладно, хотя бы жизни чуть-чуть отнимаются у него. Слегонца совсем. Он когда опускается, тогда к нему надо подходить. А, я понял. Небось, когда он опускается, тогда надо к нему подходить и бить его, да? Ща. Так же это задумывалось все. Или мне кажется. Каменный великан. Ну, не такой он уже и каменный, на самом деле. Ты куда пошел, блядь? Мы с тобой еще не закончили. Все? И это весь великан ведь? Был великан, а нет великана. Не, ну ты, конечно, индеец.
It is finished. My people are avenged.
And behold, here come your kin.
My lord.
It would appear that you have done our work for us, Belaram.
Not I, Lord Gwaihir. Your thanks belong to these three. Andriel, Farin, and Aradan. It is they who rid us of Bagrisar.
The same three that saved you at Fornost.
Indeed. A remarkable chance that we should meet again.
If chance it was. Your fates seem strangely intertwined. But be that as it may, we are doubly grateful to you. First for saving the life of Belaram, and now for slaying the giant.
We are glad your fallen kin have been avenged. Bargrasar was a threat to all free folk. It is only fitting we should join together to destroy him.
Well spoken. But I wonder what purpose you had for coming to the Ettenmoors. This is no place for idle wandering.
Elrond half-Elven suspected the enemy might be gathering here. It was he who sent us to investigate.
He also thought we might find a servant of the enemy here. A man by the name of Agandaur. Belaram has told us of that one, but I fear you have come too late. We have searched the Ettenmoors thoroughly in our hunt for Bargrazar, yet we have seen no sign of this servant of the Dark Lord. If he was here, we can be reasonably certain he is here no longer. My people will work to disperse the enemy forces that remain in the moors. We will be on guard against the return of Agandaur.
Then we should return to Elrond at Imladris. He will be anxious for news, and we have already been long away.
I will arrange for a messenger.
My lord, I owe my life to these three. And I too believe Agandaur to be a grave threat to the free peoples of the north. Eagles no less so than any other. If you would grant me leave, I wish to accompany them and aid them in their quest.
You ask a great deal, Belaram. I may have need for all my followers soon. Yet I perceive a great destiny awaits these three, and it seems you are now part of it. Very well. I will grant you permission to join with them for as long as you see fit.
Unless Belaram plans to carry his friends like sheep in his talons, he will need help. If it pleases you, my lord, I will gladly accompany them as well.
I too have a stake in this quest. Let me be the third.
So be it. Three who cleave the air to match three who walk the earth. May fortune favor you all. Armanel, Baranthor, you shall be at Belaram's command. Obey his word until such time as you return to us. Now I must depart. Many forces are at work across Middle-earth, and many events take shape. I must consider what part the Eagles will play in them.
We are grateful for your aid, Lord Gwaihir, and your trust. Farewell.
Ну да, неплохие.
You return at last. We grew concerned for you. I fear you have missed your chance to say farewell to the members of the Fellowship, for they have departed. Clearly you found danger in the Etenmoors, yet you have returned safely, and in the company of 3 of the Great Eagles, no less. There is a story behind this, and I am eager to hear it.
We found trolls and orcs preparing for war, just as we feared. And they were led by a renegade stone giant.
He was attacking the Eagles.
With the help of the eagle Belarom, we were able to make an end of the giant.
That was well done, but this is troubling. Why would a stone giant act in this manner? They have never been hostile to free folk before.
We took these tokens from some of our fallen foes.
That's Agendaur's Black Raven emblem, plain enough.
Then we can be certain he is behind the giant's descent into evil. But there are also other tokens here I recognize. These are the marks of the...
What can you tell us of Mount Gundabad?
It is a great peak that stands far to the north, at the meeting point of the Misty Mountains and the Grey Mountains. Once, Gundabad was a delving of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago. It has since become a stronghold of the orcs. It would be hard-pressed to find a more dangerous location in all the north.
Do you think it is possible Agendaur is there, at Gundabad?
It may well be. From Mount Gundabad, the orcs have many tunnels and secret pathways connecting the hidden mines and orc holes of the Misty Mountains. The orcs can move along those routes in great numbers without being seen. If Agendaur is raising an army to fight for his master in the north, it is certain he will have traveled to Gundabad. The evidence you have uncovered confirms this to be so. Yet we have no way of knowing if he is there still.
Perhaps not. But we should not sit idle waiting for him to begin the war on his terms. At the very least, we might learn what the orcs are planning.
To walk into such an orc-infested pit as Mount Gundabad would seem like folly. But you have proven your skill and daring many times over. And too, you have the eagles to aid you. It may be that you will find a way to take the enemy by surprise. It is certain that, were you to destroy Agendaur, you would cut the heart.
Ну, я так понимаю, это половина где-то уже, или меньше?
But what of Frodo and his quest? Is there nothing more we can...
That die is cast. We must abide the consequences. For good.
And the best way to do that is by ridding ourselves...
Your courage is commendable, but be certain you are well prepared. Mount...
Hello again.
А, ну так не так и много на самом деле. Но я так понял, что она не очень долгая. В целом.
Those who venture into the wild must be well prepared. Examine the goods Imladris has to offer.
Ого, дубина какая. Может купить воителю своему. Ничего для тебя не жалко. Можешь с дубиной ходить. Главное, сам не будь дубиной. А то будет дубина с дубиной. Так, ну все. Это куда? А, это в Гундабад. Ну да, испытания вижу. Тоже можно, ну да, кстати. Упустил момент.
Take heart. We are nearly there, and this snowfall will hide us from the eyes of the enemy below.
Balaram, look! Above the mountain!
Set us down! We can attempt to find a way into the mountain under cover of this storm!
There is little chance of that, with those creatures keeping watch from above. Once we land you, my comrades and I will draw off the beasts.
Десант.
Let's hope those flying beasts are too occupied with the eagles to notice us.
We can hope their eyes are less keen than those
Так, ну давайте новую локацию уже начнем на новом включении. Мне надо идти, поэтому... На этом пока остановимся. Давайте всем спокойной ночи. Всем пока.